G'day fellas. Welcome to another video where we're going to be taking a look at the Imperial Age federal states that you can elect to join your union. So, let's begin. We've got 5 states that we can choose from: Illinois, Connecticut, New York, Texas, and Florida. So each of these states costs the exact same amount. So 4,000 food, 4,000 coin. No differences like we saw in Age 2 with Delaware. That was a once-off. So we've got 3 different tangible gains that you can get upon age up. So the first one are the cords of 1,500 wood. So both Connecticut and Illinois. I don't know if it's Illinois or Illinois. I'm just going to say Illinois because that's the way I remember it. Illinois and Connecticut. I apologize to anybody from Illinois and I'm saying it wrong. So we've got the 1,500 wood that you can get for both of these states. We've also got New York, which increases mercenary and outlaw hit points and attack somewhat. So it's 25%. It's not significant. It's just somewhat. So 25%. And Texas, which is sharing with Florida, which has got the 1 fort wagon and a fort wagon build limit. So it increases it by 1. So let's take a look at the cards. We'll go from left to right and we'll talk about which ones or what we think of them. Just give them a little bit of a summary. So Illinois, let's start there. We've got Deer Steel Plow. Villagers gather from mills and estates faster. So it's not a huge amount. I think it's about 10%. So not a super duper big card, but nonetheless, you know, it's a reasonable upgrade. As the United States, you don't get a lot of economy upgrades. And in the late game, once you reach Imperial Age, you're probably going to be wanting to send stuff like this. This is important to make sure that your economy is up to scratch. And the second card that they get is Land of Lincoln. Inspiring flags gain a much wider area of effect and now also improve unit hit points. So I would think this is probably the best Age 5 card that you can get. This is insane. So your standard flag, when you put it down, the radius is incredibly small. Not incredibly small, but like, you know, it covers the screen basically. When you have Land of Lincoln, it increases the line of sight by 70. 70 line of sight. That's a big boy right there. That's a lot. So I think this card is incredibly strong. Also improves unit hit points. So normally it's 10% attack that it increases. So now it increases unit hit points as well. So I think that's 10% unit hit points on top of that. So in the Imperial Age, all of your units have now got a 10% buff to hit points and to attack. So pretty darn strong. Let's take a look at Connecticut, see what we've got. Obviously, you've got that 1,500 wood that you get. You've got Connecticut shipwrights or Connecticut shipwrights. All artillery and buildings and warships are constructed faster. Now, I don't know the percentage on how fast that is. We could probably go in and check it, but we'd have to do it for every single state. And I tell you what, that would be a long damn video. We're aiming for about 10 minutes with this video because I want to keep you guys and I want to keep your attention focused. If we go into all that stuff, it's going to take too long. So that's your first option. Second option is you've got the Bushnell's Sapper Corps. So it ships 2 heavy cannons, enables an additional ironclad to be constructed. So you can only get 1 ironclad. But there is a card called Hulks in Age 4, which increases the build limit up to 2. With Bushnell's Sapper Corps, that goes up to 3. So in the Imperial Age, you can have 3 ironclads. And finally, you can take out factories, because you can't actually take out factories with 2 ironclads. You can do 4,400 damage. So with 3 ironclads, you can finally snipe those factories. So that's definitely something to consider. Next up, we've got New York, New York, New York. So we've covered the mercenary and outlaw hit points and attack somewhat increased. So we take a look at what they've got. So they've got the New York Zouaves. So that ships 10 Zouave mercenaries for 1,500 coin. Now, I haven't actually looked at these mercenaries. We might do that at the end of the video. We'll take a look and see what they are. I've got absolutely no clue what they are. It's also infinite as well, so interesting to look at. And they've got a pretty cool hat by the looks of it. So we'll have to check those out. Also got Hamilton's Own. So 2,500 coin, ships 2 little bombards and 4 Napoleon guns. So the Napoleon guns, for anybody who doesn't know, Napoleon guns are leather cannons, but they are the mercenary version of the leather cannon. So definitely something to, you know, not too bad. Little bombards as well, quite strong. Increases all mercenary attack and hit points, so it increases it by 25%. So that's where the 50%, you know, the European civilizations, they get 50%. Here you're only getting 25%, but with this card, you also get 25% as well. And so that's why I think it's just to sort of balance, because when it comes to the United States, I'm aware their pistoleros and renegados, those units are quite strong. So I'm sure that there are strategies that are built around it. So definitely one of those things that have been put on the balance side, just to sort of say, you know, don't give them 50% at the beginning, give them 25%, and then let them have 25% with a shipment. So very fair. Then we've got Texas. So we've got the fort wagon that arrives upon age up and the fort wagon build limit increase. We've also got Texan forts. Forts now instead slowly train batches of units for free. Now, I don't know why it says instead, because you can still... Oh, that's right. You can't actually train units from the forts anymore. So it just trains the units for free. I don't like this. They train really, really slowly. I remember I tried this out and I was like, well, hold on. You know, I like, with the United States, okay, forts are really important because you've got these cards in your deck. Like, if we've got the game paused at the moment, I'm just going to show you guys. So if we go into any of my decks, I've got this card here, Kovat's Legion. Okay, so it enables the Magyar Hussar. We've also got Armand's Legion, which enables the Dragoon. Now, I can only train those units at forts. If I turn that on, or if I go and age up with this and ship this card, sure, I get batches for free, but they're so slow, and I rely on those units. Magyar Hussars are insanely tanky in Imperial, like 1400 health. Crazy bastards. I don't know, why did I say that? Crazy bastards. Anyway, we're not going to edit that out because it's fine. It's bastards isn't a bad word. We're not, but a lot of health, 1400 health. Also, Dragoons, really important. Carbine Cavalry isn't as strong as the Dragoon, so it's nice to be able to make Dragoons as well. And then, so let's move on to the next card. So the next card is the Alamo. When destroyed by enemies, your forts spawn 8 Minutemen, and your outposts spawn 2 Minutemen. So, Minutemen for the United States, really quite strong. Especially, you can get a lot of upgrades for them. So, when it comes to upgrades, we can just take a very quick look. Hey, we didn't pick a deck, did we? I don't think we picked a deck. Damn. Okay, well, apparently we picked a deck, so I can't show you what the upgrades are, but you can upgrade them to Marines. They stop losing hit points, and they become quite strong, and then you get, like, further things like this card here. Increases, you can see Guard Minutemen, adds 4 range. Then you've got Advanced Arsenal or Springfield Armory, which also increases their stats. So they get really, really good. They also Shadow Tech with Imperial, so they're really quite strong units. So, you know, eight Minutemen might not seem like a lot, but it's equivalent to, like, you know, imagine when your fort dies, like 10, 11, 12 Imperial muskets all pop out. They're pretty strong. But, you know, at the same time, I don't think I'd be sending it and being like, you know, this is amazing. It's not, when it comes to, like, compared to, like, Land of Lincoln, it just doesn't feel as good. And then, finally, onto Florida. I think Florida does have some potential, especially in Treaty. So you've got the Fort Wagon and the build limit increase. So you're typically going to want to be using this card, so Seminole Ponies. So hand attack increased, hit points and movement speed also increased, and all cavalry train faster. So it's not a lot of movement speed. I think it's 5% movement speed for this bad boy. But mainly you want it for the cavalry train faster. So I think it's a 10% boost. So if you get like immigration and then you get, you don't have riding school for the United States or fencing school, you've got a card that enables, it's called patriotism, and it increases the training speed of all of the units that you can build stock standard. So if you could, like, what can you build stock standard? Like, you can build Gatling guns, stock standard regulars, state militia. You can build these stock standard, but you can't build dragoons stock standard or like Kovat's Legion stock standard. You got to ship them in. They're kind of like your mercenary units, so you can't train those. And as a result, they're not affected by those train faster cards. So it's something to be aware of. So the way I'm thinking about it is, like, in the late game, you're going to be like spamming state militia with Magyar Hussar, and you want to try and get those Magyar Hussar out as fast as possible. You want to try and get them as much hit points, give them as much movement speed, attack, all that good stuff. And so I think Seminole Ponies is quite strong. The next card that you've got as an option is Florida Cow Hunters. I don't even know why this card's in the game. Ships an additional semi-fattened cow for each shipment you've sent so far this game. It's like 45 minutes in the game and you get 26 semi-fattened cows. Like, really? Like, that's what you get? Like, all right, Florida, I know you guys are all right, but, like, seriously, man, you got to reconsider your cards. Because when I'm comparing, like, Florida Cow Hunters to the Land of Lincoln or to, like, Deer Steel Plow, like, wow, man, wow. But anyway, so we'll go jump in and we'll check out what New York's got. We're going to try out those Zuvares. I don't know exactly. Nova and Orion. Let's get that shipment in. It doesn't matter what our deck is, so we're going to go with the... Here they are. So they're the New York Zouaves. So let's check them out. Oh my god, they look so cool. They sound so cool. Oh, they're French. Très bien. Je le ferai. Okay, what are these units? Hey, these look alright. 41 ranged attack, 17... 17... So they're like, kind of like the same range as, like, as a Carolian, a little bit longer than a Carolian. Not a lot of siege. A lot of health, though. 300 and... Do they get affected by, like, this kind of stuff? So they didn't get long rifles. I'm curious whether they get affected. Obviously, they're going to get affected by it. all of these upgrades. I wonder if they get counter infantry rifling. Okay, so they get ×2 from the counter infantry rifling against. So I don't know. They kind of seem a bit underwhelming for 2 population. High hit point ranged infantry. Yeah, it doesn't seem that good. Like it's got relatively like nice HP stats, but you know what? It probably do pretty well like tanking on the front line. It gives you that infinite mercenary shipment as well, which I think is kind of important. But yeah, I don't know. I probably still don't rate it. I think I'd still be going Land of Lincoln over it. Well, fellas, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope that you've enjoyed this summary of the 5 states. The resource that I've got up on the screen right now is available on the Discord. If you haven't already joined, I encourage you to join. Check that out. We've got an entire channel dedicated to United States content. So go in, have a look at that. Other than that, fellas, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and thank you for watching.